Tazzle, hello mate, hello, how you doing, you okay? Gonna get started in a minute. Tazzle, can you just confirm that you can hear me there? I've got a new mic, you see. Or anybody else watching, can you just confirm for me that you can hear me okay? And see me okay? Can hear clearly, that is great news. Great news, thank you very much for that. Got a couple of minutes to go before we're due to and see you. that's really good. You can see me as well. Fantastic. Sure, I'm not sure if you need both, to be honest. You probably wouldn't mind just being able to hear me and not see me maybe, but there we go, no comments. Before we get started, I've put this video together because I'm doing, as it said in the thumbnail, and as it's scrolling across the bottom, it's about just talking about Everton on Wednesday night against Aston Villa. Our game coming up Sunday against Spurs, and some latest transfer news. Just some transfer news and rumours that we always get. But before we talk about all that, evening Roy, evening from France. Didn't know you were in France, Roy. Whereabouts in France are you, mate? Didn't realise you were there. See you're on quite a bit, but didn't know you're there. It's funny, people always like pop in now and again just saying where they are in the world, and I think because I do these videos from here, I just assume everybody's in Liverpool, do you know what I mean? And then people pop up saying they're in France, Washington, all sorts, and yeah, I just assume everybody's like around here somewhere. But evening to you in France, mate. But before we get started on the Aston Villa game, the Spurs game, and some transfer news, or rumours that's coming out, we need to touch on, where are you, Clarente, but you were Hunts Cross, okay. Evening from Northern Ireland. Good evening, Gavin. Is anybody in Liverpool? That's all. Perhaps there's nobody in Liverpool watches. Everybody's all over the place. But something I wanted to, or we need to touch on. It's just come out, hasn't it? There's just been a story come out saying that Everton have now been cleared of all profit and sustainability rules charges. That story broke before, saying that Everton are now clear of all remaining charges regarding profitability and sustainability rules after the Premier League discontinued the outstanding case relating to the stadium interest payments. Now that's interesting because Everton did dispute that, didn't they? They heavily disputed it in the way that the interest charges were put onto the profit and sustainability. The Premier League are now satisfied. Well, whether they're satisfied or not, I don't know, but they have withdrew the case anyway. So the charges have been dropped, with Everton having already been deemed to be compliant for the most recent financial year. The club is now free of threat of further charges. So that's fantastic, because we know the transfer window's open at the moment, and we know that there's been some links. Of course, there's always links, isn't there, with Everton? Always links. Who's that lad that we've been linked with for like 10 years? We were talking about it the other day. Witzel. I'm surprised he's not on his way again, because we're always linked with him, and loads. You get linked with loads. But I think there's some strong things going on at the moment with Moyes desperately wanting to bring people in. So we'll have a look at that in a bit. We're going to talk first about the Aston Villa game. Just see a lot of people are saying, hello, even from Northern Ireland. All right, Nick. All right, Blue CJ. You're right, Nigel. Matthews here. Melody's saying hello, everyone. So yeah, hello to you all. I'll get to comments. We'll go through your comments. Whilst we do, like I say, we're going to do Villa game, Spurs game, and some transfer talk that's going on around Everton. And during each one, I'll have a look at your comments as well, because that's what it's all about. Pointless doing a live video if I'm not going to get you all involved. I'm looking to do a few things as well, coming up, getting you all involved a bit more, but a bit more interaction if we can. But anyway, let's start on the Villa game the other night. Obviously, we all know the result. We got beat 1-0 at home at Goodison Park. I did make a few notes. So my thoughts, I was there at Goodison Park. If you haven't watched my video, my matchday vlog, you can catch that on my channel. So I was there and spoke to a couple of people before the game. Speaking to people before the game as well is great. I love it. But there was only one person was happy to get on camera. Loads of people are happy to have a chat, which is great. And the general thought was, people seem to agree with me quite a lot, everyone I spoke to, in that none of us seem to be overwhelmed with the David Moyes appointment, yet now that he's there, we're all, of course, going to support him. And that was the general feeling around Goodison Park Wednesday night before the game, is that everybody seemed happy. There felt like there was a bit more of this buzz, this vibe, positive vibe, back around Goodison Park before a game, which was great. It felt nice being there, and like I say, loads of people were happy to have a chat. Not everybody wants to go on camera, but I'm happy to just have talks with people and find out. And yeah, everyone was saying, look, not what we'd seen coming. David Moyes might not have been what we wanted, but he's here now. We did have a nice time under him, under his management previously, up to like 2013. So everybody felt like, let's get behind him. Hope he can do something. He had a great welcome as well when he come out. Said hello to the fans before the game. He gave everybody a wave. He got a really nice welcome, which I would have expected. I wouldn't have expected anything different, to be honest with you. And the fans seemed better. Even during the game, when the game started, the fans seemed up for it again. Went through this period of time going to the game this season, especially like the last, what would they say? The last 5, 6, 7 games at home maybe, except for the Wolves game, of course, because they gave us quite a bit to cheer about in the Wolves game. But other than that, it was hard work, like going the game. Well, not hard going the game, but just hard work being there. When it's hard work for the fans to cheer and get positive inside the ground. And we all know what Goodison can be like as well, don't we? If we've all been there, or even if you haven't and you've watched it on TV and heard it, Goodison can be a really, really loud, intimidating place to be. Loads of football players that go there, that play there, they always say it's a great place to go, but it's a tough ground to play at. I don't feel like it's been like that this season personally. I think it's been a bit flat, but that's just because of what we're watching, really. But yeah, we gave Moyes a good welcome. Then as the game starts, early on, it looked like straight away you could see that we were not going to just start and play these balls up over the top, and that was nice. It looked like we were going to try and play football. Then early on, Pickford had to keep us out, or keep them out. Morgan Rogers had a shot on. Pickford saved us, kept us in the game, kept that one out. Then Ashley Young passed it straight to Ollie Watkins, didn't he? Not the lad you want to pass a ball to at the back. Passed it straight to him. Luckily, Ollie Watkins puts it wide round the post. So there were some warning signs there. We did get it down the other end. I think it was Mikalenko got a ball over to Calvert-Lewin, who brought it down and had a shot, and he put it wide as well. So it looked like we were going to start creating things, and then Dominic Calvert-Lewin got his chance in the box, didn't he? Ball comes down, he just couldn't get it out from under his feet. Got a shot off. It was right in front of me as well, right behind the goal. Got a shot off, if you can call it a shot. But by the time he'd fumbled with it round his feet and got the shot off, the Villa player, I think it was Kamara, had got back on the line and cleared it easily, to be honest. And watching that, you just looked at it and thought, Calvert-Lewin missed one. The shot that got to him from Mikalenko was a tough one, to be honest, but he brought it down well with his chest and turned and hit it. It wasn't like it was a really easy chance. It went wide, a couple of yards wide. But that one in the box, that he fumbled with it round his feet, and then finally gets like just a touch on it, and it goes to Kamara, who clears it. When you see that right in front of you, you're like, you're in the stands, just like, oh, what am I watching here? What am I watching? You know, this is a lad who's playing up front for us and should be scoring that chance without any doubt. He should be scoring that chance. So we go in 0-0, and from those two chances, though, again you're in the stands and you're thinking, do you know what? That's been pretty 50-50 that half, pretty 50-50 against a good Aston Villa side, by the way, as well. And you're like, that's pretty 50-50. If we get another chance like that, maybe we'll score, maybe we'll put it away. But it didn't come, you know, come on second half, and really early into the second half. I think it's Branthwaite passes a ball, he makes a mistake. The ball goes to Morgan Rogers, who then plays this long ball right into the path of Ollie Watkins, and Pickford comes out, and Pickford's in no man's land, isn't he? The problem was Pickford come out towards it, and then he questions himself. He hesitates, and when he hesitates, he just opens it up for Ollie Watkins. Can't give Pickford too much stick because he saves us so much, doesn't he? He's such a good keeper. So you can't give him too much stick about that. The one person I can give stick to is Branthwaite for passing it to Morgan Rogers. That's a big mistake, and Morgan Rogers, then it opens up for them straight away. Big difference though, you know, when I think back, because I was going to say, you know, that's the big difference is we don't get those chances, we don't create things like that. But then I thought back to the West Ham game a couple of months ago, and I think it was Garner we had almost the exact same thing. We'd created it, and Garner put a ball across right in front of Decore. Same sort of chance, same sort of thing. Decore took the touch, didn't he? He took a touch because he wanted the perfect finish. You get the likes of Ollie Watkins, who just, the ball comes in front of him, he looks round to see if there's anything else to play, and then just slots it home. And that's the difference. The difference is that our players don't slot home. We then got the chance at the end. We did try. We tried a few things. He brought Beto on. We put two up front, Beto and Calvert-Lewin. Lindstrom for Harrison. They're just the standard change, isn't it? Every game almost. Where I just think Lindstrom should start really. But we make a few changes. Two up front, but then at the end, Lindstrom gets the ball, comes over to him. He puts it on a plate, I think, for Calvert-Lewin. It comes quite quick or whatever, but it's on a plate really for a striker, Premier League striker. 6-yard box. Calvert-Lewin hits it over the bar. That was right at the end to make it 1-1. Anywhere else he puts that, it goes in, but he put it over the bar. So we lose 1-0. So statistically, I felt like we played better football, in my opinion. But it still just wasn't good enough, was it? Obviously, we got beat, so it wasn't good enough. But it felt better. There was a better feel about it. Felt like we played better football. Whether that was to do with Moyes, or just the fact that the fans were more up for it, I don't know. We'll see. But I just think there were positives to take from it. Just not enough of them. Again, let's have a look at some of your comments. I need to come towards the camera. Let's look at my screen. Have a look at your comments. Let's have a look. Tazl says, bit disappointing. 2 weeks into the window, and there's no sniff of a signing. Farewell should have had a couple lined up. Yeah, we'll get onto that in a bit. Tazza, as I said, I'm going to get to the transfers, but yeah, there is a couple of things I think going on. Dilbert Pickles, I'm not impressed with Moyes' appointment. He's not the right man. I'm not either. Dilbert, I'm not, but he's there now, isn't he? So hopefully you can get more of a tune out of this. That's the point, Toffee Boy, isn't it? He's got to, mate. He's got to. He's got to get more out of him. There's just there's no other way. He has to get more out of them. Like Tazzle said, seemed really quiet the other night. I think the team news before the game deflated everyone. Looked like Dyche had picked the team. It certainly did. And yet before the game, it was still more positive than recent times, than the games before it. So I think the fans still had a bit more positivity about them. Who's going to score the goals? DCL couldn't score in a brothel, but he starts every game. Yeah, Dilbert, on that, so Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I just wrote a stat down here before the game on that, because you're totally right. Who is going to score the goals? And I don't want to push forward and get to the transfer section yet, but Dominic Calvert-Lewin, right, since 2016-17 for Everton, 233 games, 58 goals in total. That calculates to around 1 goal every 4 games. Now, for a first choice Premier League striker, it's nowhere good enough, is it? Averaging 1 goal every 4 games, that is not good enough. 58 goals, 233 games. Come on, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. Toffee Boy says, at the moment the first team is nowhere near strong enough with all the injuries. Yeah, the injuries is a point though, Toffee Boy. Touch on that. The injuries is definitely a point. Because our midfield, we've got playing or fit Mangala, Garner, Decore. Then if you take the attack as well, I suppose we've got, let's have a look. Mangala, Garner, Decore, Ndai, Harrison, Armstrong. They've got some kids, Sharif Bates, Barker and Butterfield. But injured, we have James Garner and Tim Iriobinum. Is that how I was saying it? And then when you say about injuries, I think those midfield injuries, especially Tim Iriobinum and James Garner, I think they're two that could help us. We need them back. Dwight McNeil. How much are we missing him? Dwight McNeil. So yeah, Toffee Boy, I think you're right. And the up front injuries, Chimiti, Brozier, I don't know whether we're missing them, to be honest, because we didn't really have them anyway. And they've not looked spectacular, have they? Let's be honest. Brozier, we just haven't seen him. And now it looks like he's going back to Chelsea. It looks like, not confirmed, but it looks like he is. So I think, Toffee Boy, I think you're right. I think the injuries is big. Is a big thing, of course. Aaron Morris says, good luck, Toffee fans. I hope you get 3 points for Spurs this weekend. Proper club, Everton, with great fans. One of the originals of English football, like the Villa. Best wishes up the Aston Villa. Aaron, cheers for that, mate. One thing I will say, about Villa game recently, the Villa fans, is I've had loads of Villa fans comment this sort of thing, like Ange just has there, saying that Villa fans seem to really like Everton, so it's nice. Cheers, Aaron. MS says he's not good enough. People are kidding themselves. He'll come good. Half a decent season in 8 years. We need to stop flogging this dead horse. Bite the bullet. Get an out-and-out goal scorer. Emma, you're dead right. That's my point. We can't argue that anymore. He's lived on that season that he got like 16 goals, but even 16 goals for a Premier League striker, it's not great, is it? It's just, unfortunately, it's just good for Everton. It's good for us, but it's not great at all. Moyes is going to get used to the word "ah." It happens every time. The final third. Yeah, it does, mate. Yeah. Yeah, I marked the spark. It's all about, like, the fans, yeah. Yeah. Dilbert said Pickford isn't a good keeper, though. Oh, mate, come on. Pickford's a great keeper. You're not... Anybody else, Pickford isn't God, but he's a good guy, right, because he's put God at my mistake, yeah, yeah. Let's see. Blue Nose says I'm in Liverpool. Cheers, mate. Someone is anyway. Everybody else seems to be all over the place. Pickford single-handedly kept us up 3 seasons on the bounce. Seems to be 4, Dilbert. Yeah, Emma, you agree with me then. Pickford's a great keeper, man. Emma, we should be after the lad at Plymouth, Morgan Whittaker. Good evening, Nick. First game on the Moyes was disappointing. DCL shouldn't start any game. Carl says, stick Keane up front. Give the ball to his feet and boom goes the dynamite. Dilbert, not liking Pickford. DCL so overrated. Yeah, keep those comments coming, guys. Keep those comments coming. Going to move on to the seeing as everybody's sorry, got a bit of a tickly throat, guys. Seeing as everybody's mentioning players like Cavalier and that, we'll just have a chat about transfers next. General point was regarding the Villa game is that I felt there was a little bit more positivity. I felt there was a little. I'm talking little bits here, guys. There was a little improvement in our gameplay, but not a lot. I do have to mention one more time, and I think everybody who watches do know my thoughts on him. But Jack Harrison again against Villa, guys. I'm not seeing anything that suggests he's a Premier League football player. I don't get how he's starting for us. I'm not suggesting that Lindstrom is great, is superb, but Lindstrom is better than Jack Harrison. I think Lindstrom sees the team sheet and sees Harrison ahead of him. Then honestly, he must be sitting there going, "What am I doing wrong here? What am I doing wrong?" I just don't get it. Don't get Jack Harrison. Just don't. Transfers. Let's look at transfer talk. So, transfers. What do we need? Do we need people? Some people are saying we need 11 new players and all this. Personally, obviously people joke around saying that. I don't think we do. Generally, I think at the back we're mostly okay. Mostly, people have quite a bit to say about the right back and left back positions. We definitely need a new left back for cover, most certainly. I think, or to put Mikalenko on the bench and he be covered. But I honestly don't mind Mikalenko. I think there's something there with him. I think like the ball he put forward a lovely ball to Calvert-Lewin the other day, and he gets up, he gets back, he puts in a tackle, challenges well. I think he's all right. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion, but it is my opinion. I think Mikalenko's okay, and I think he can do a job there. On the right back, of course, we have Ashley Young playing. Some people have said they want to see Patterson get games, but rumour has it we could be prepared to let Patterson go. There's been some interest, and I think he's not happy that he's bench player. He wants to try and start getting games to start getting back in the Scotland team. So there is a rumour that I've read that we may be prepared to let Patterson go. And there's somebody that we're linked with called Devine Wrench, right back. Devine Wrench, a right back for Ajax. He's 21 years old, and he's out of contract in the summer. I don't know what that tells you. That he's out of contract in the summer. He is. Let me see if I can get. I think I pulled some stats up before. Yeah, here we go. Devine Wrench. Does anybody know if that's how you say his name? Anybody heard this rumour? But he has this season. He's only played for Ajax once. Last season, he played for them 3 times. Season before, he played for them 4 times. Sorry, that's incorrect stats. Ignore that. That's the cup. Sorry, ignore that, guys. That's the stats for the cup. In the league, he's played for Ajax 13 times. He's got 1 goal, no assists. Last season, played for them 28 times, 2 goals, 4 assists. I watched some highlights of him earlier, and the highlights looked decent. Don't get me wrong, but the problem is with highlights, in my opinion, is that like you get a highlight reel, don't you? But you should really get like a low light reel with that. Really, see, don't just show me the good bits. It's like when you see like the trailer for a film. Then you go and watch the thing. Oh, that film looks boss. You go and watch it, and realise that all the good bits were in the trailer. Don't know if anybody's seen that one last year called Civil War, about American Civil War. It looked really, really good. I seen the trailer and thought, wow, it looks boss that. And I went to see it, and it was literally one of those that all the good bits were in the trailer. So I may as well have not bothered, because it wasn't that great at all. But yeah, that's what you see with, like, same with footy players. Like, people go, oh, watch this reel of his highlights and that. And yeah, but it's cherry-picked highlights in it. So I've no idea about this, lads. Anybody know anything about Devine Wrench? Anybody? Let's have a look. Miko is not good. He is going Roma. Miko has sucked this season. So yeah, okay. Let's see. Terry wants his boots in the... Terry wants to go up front. Anybody give me a comment? A lot of goals come by the nearest player to Miko. People aren't liking my... I knew it being unpopular opinion. Signing Wrench would be a put a spanner in the works. It's not Wrench, it's Devine Wrench, RENSSCH. But anyway, if you haven't heard about that one, have a look at it. But it would kind of make sense if we were to let Patterson go, bring someone like him in. But I just his stats aren't great. His highlights looked really good. So don't know if you want to. If anybody wants to have a look at that, let me know your thoughts on what you think about that. But other than that, at the back defence, I don't feel like there's much needed there. When you look at it, Young, Tarkovsky, Branthwaite, Mikalenko starting, and then we've got Patterson for now, Keane, O'Brien, Coleman, Dixon and Moonen. Haven't we? Dixon, a lot of people are saying they'd like to see Dixon in. I haven't seen enough of him myself, but a lot of people are saying they'd like to see him in there. Left back, I think he is. The midfield, though, we are in desperate need of some sort of creative midfielder, aren't we? I think we can all agree with that. Our midfield is just all the same. They're very same. The midfield, aren't they? Like Mangala, Decore, Garner, they're real similar players. Even James Garner, when he comes in, doesn't change that much. The one that I thought did look like he's got a bit different in him is Harrison Armstrong, and I would have liked to have seen him get a start against Villa the other night, or against Spurs coming up on Sunday. Give him a start. Tim Iriobinum. It's a difficult name to say that. Timmy looked good at the start of the season, didn't he? And then he gets the injury. so we haven't had time to see him, which is a killer. But we have been linked with Willian, the ex-Fulham player, Willian, who is a free agent. I think he was at, was it Fenerbahce? Was he at Fenerbahce? Where was he recently? No, Olympiacos, sorry guys, he was at Olympiacos. But he's now a free agent, or he's been offered to Everton. He's 36 years old. Willian was a great player for Fulham. I thought he was superb at Fulham. But he's a 36-year-old winger. I don't know if that's the way to go. But then he could definitely create stuff when he was at Fulham, couldn't he? Can he still do it now? No idea. Has he still got any pace? Because he was a quick player, especially for Chelsea as well. But I've no idea. Who anybody? Yeah, Olympiacos, Carl. Yeah, definitely. That's where he was. Willian is just trying to avoid going into sheltered accommodation. Nias and Sandri looked amazing in YouTube highlights. Yeah, perhaps that's why they took his locker off him, Toffee boy. Because when he come in, then they didn't show his lowlights. Williams 36 for F's sake. Yeah, Evo Goody. That's it. That's what I'm saying, mate. Sandro, yeah, remember him. William Young fighting over the Zimmer frame. This is William is old, does not bring you any further. Jesus. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Guys, we're linked with him. Don't know if it says we've shown an interest, but he was offered to us as well. So I don't know if we've done any more than perhaps said, raise a little interest, accepted the email or whatever. But yeah, my point entirely is that you get this link for him and you think, come on, don't do it again, Blues. Don't do it again. Not a 36-year-old, surely. We're expecting to pin our hopes on a 36-year-old who used to be good, and no doubt he can still play football, but at Premier League level to be our shining hope of some sort of creativity in the midfield. It's not for me. That's not one for me. Definitely not. Another one who apparently we've agreed a 20 million deal, 20 million euro, I believe it is, with Lyon for Ernest Nuama. Apparently that's going through. Now Ernest Nuama is supposed to be quite a direct, quick forward. But Ernest Nuama has scored 1 goal in 18 games for Lyon. And the French press, although we're linked to say that he's a lot more direct, quick, this, that, the other, the French press is saying it's massively underwhelming if Everton are going to pin their hopes on him. Anybody any idea about Ernest Nuama? Don't worry, we are getting no goals, Nuama. Wormy, exactly. Horse punches you, Dilbert. Emma and Dilbert are having a bit of beef there. So, brilliant winger, Nuama. Is he, Carl? Is he? Yeah. He's fast though, Nick. Blue Nose is agreeing with me on Harrison. Yeah, he's sorry, but he's not a Premier League player. Honestly, that's my fault on him. I just don't see it. Every week that I watch him and have a little look at him, Blue Nose, I kind of think, I wonder if he'll show me something different. When the other team have got the ball, my problem with I'll go back to Nuama in a minute, but other problem with Harrison is even when the other team have got the ball, he just runs round and runs in front of them. Doesn't put a challenge in. It's like what I do on five-a-side on a Monday night. I hate putting challenges in. So I just kind of run round and try and stay in front of people and put them off. That's what Harrison does. It's just crap. It's just crap. But him doing that for Everton, it puts the rest of the team under pressure and trouble. Yeah, you were surprised David Moyes selected Harrison. Me too. Don't we have the oldest side in the Premier League? Need pace and power? We probably do. Terry says Harrison was surprised that Moyes picked him. Yeah, man, only 21 scores, some screamers. Potential. A bunch. Carl, are you talking about Muhammad? Yeah, that's good to hear, mate, honestly, because I've only read stuff. Didn't even have a chance earlier to watch his highlights. After I watched the highlights on Devine Wrench, I decided not to watch any more highlights. So, Carl, listen, if you've been watching him, if you've had a look at him and you think he looks good and can offer something, fair play. Do you think he's worth 20 million euros, Carl? That'll be an interesting one. So the other one, the other forward, because that's where we're struggling, isn't it? Struggling to create, and we're struggling to score. Badly struggling to score. So the other one is Tom Cannon. They've put some hopes in Tom Cannon. Now, is a funny story about Tom Cannon, right? So on, might have been Wednesday, I think it was Wednesday, Tom Cannon went back from Stoke to Leicester, and a couple of people I know kind of at Stoke said that he gets in some good positions, Tom Cannon, but he's crap. Basically, he can't pass, he can't dribble, he can't run, and all this. And I was like, really? Yeah, because he'd gone back to Leicester because Sunderland were interested in buying him. So I did this on like the Wednesday, and then the Thursday it come out saying we were linked with him, and I just thought, oh no. I mean, he was our player initially, wasn't he? So you let players go for a reason, and then he gets 11 goals in the Championship for Stoke, and all of a sudden we're interested. Apparently we're interested. Now the funny thing is though, like, although I've heard that, they did say he'll just get in a position and get you a goal. Fine, I'll be happy with that. I'd be happy with that if he got in a position and got us a goal or 2 or 11. Then I'd be happy with that. But whether he'd do it in the Premier League or not, I don't know. But apparently Sheffield United have offered 13 million for him, Tom Cannon, already. So the guys at Stoke are seeing something. Other people are seeing something else, aren't they? Because Sunderland are after him. Sheffield United have made an offer, and apparently we're linked. So who knows? What are your thoughts on that? Let's have a little look at the comments. Any thoughts on Tom Cannon, guys? Any thoughts on Tom Cannon? Cannon will be firing blanks. Oh, Teddy, you're up for it tonight, aren't you? With 15 goals in 20 Premier League games is an effing joke. 15 goals in 20 Premier League games. You scored that. You were fit right in, Nick. Cannon spotted with Michael Ball. Tom Cannon. Our recruiting team is awful. Yeah, Wormy. Yeah. So we wanted Dyche kind of gone, didn't we? Because it was like boring, horrible football to watch, and I think we could only see it going one way, and that wasn't the right way. We moan and groan at players a lot, sacked the board. Kevin Felwell gets away with it a bit, doesn't he? Our recruitment has been woeful. Just look at Brozier, for example. Why what are we doing bringing in a player who's going to be out for the first quarter of the season? A striker for a start. I know he's injured now. You know, that's not, you can't pin that on anyone but Brozier, unfortunately. But the recruitment has been Dyer, Harrison, Brozier. There's obviously others as well. I mean, and Dye is the one that you'd think hopefully can do things. But and Dye even for me he tries a bit, but the end product with Ndai is not there either. But I wonder if that's because he's getting himself into these positions, you know, a bit of trickery, and there's no one to give it to. There's no one to put it into. So it's hard to give him stick because he does look like a player who's got some magic in him, Ndai. So I don't want to go down that road. But I don't know. Just have a look, see what you think. In games coming up, when Ndai gets up the pitch in some positions, nothing happens or comes from it. Let's go back to some comments. Kevin Farwell stealing 11. Delbert, he is, mate. I think that. Terry says, I think Farwell sucks. Unsurprisingly, he also left Dice to answer all sorts of questions he should have been answering. Yeah. And Ndai has ability but takes the wrong option too many times. Yeah, that's a great comment. Evo, great comments. That's kind of the point I was trying to get to, but I think I was going around it the wrong way. Yeah, great ability, wrong decision, especially at the end of it. And I think think you need to take a player on once, don't you? Sometimes twice if you check back in or whatever. But he seems to want to take the player on like 3 or 4 times. But again, yeah, just kind of picking up on your point there, that the wrong decision making. So yeah, I'm thinking that defence we could probably cope with keeping it out as we'd probably be all right defensively. Desperately need at least one midfielder. I think we need 2 because I think we need someone creative in the centre, and I think we need a better right winger as well. Somebody better on the right. Somebody was saying that Nuama is a quick, pacey winger. Maybe, okay. But you know, our links, Willian, Nuama, we need goals up front and Tom Cannon. That's the link, seriously. Like, come on. Surely there's better than that. What are we all thinking, like, Richarlison? Why aren't we going all out and saying, like, he doesn't get many games for Spurs. Solanke's, like, starts up there and that. Why aren't we going out and saying Spurs? Richarlison made it clear that he loved the club, loved Everton. So why aren't we just saying, we'll take him off your hands, we'll take him back, pay his wages, have him back, and then saying to Richarlison, you'll be the striker, you're up there, you're up top. Anybody else is second to you. Do you know what I mean? What's everybody's thoughts on that? Like, isn't someone like that just a much better and much positive prospect for us to like go after? Someone that we'd be quite confident that can do the job. Bring Richie back from Spurs, yeah, Lee. Richie made a bad move. Most of us knew that, with no hindsight. Richarlison's a donkey too, Dilbert. Dilbert, is there anyone? You want to pick on you a bit here, lad. Anyone you think can play, mate? This dude's got shorts, socks and shinnies on. Sign him up. That's how it feels, doesn't it, Tommy? That's how it feels, mate. Yeah, Terry, I agree with you. We did all know that Richarlison was making a bad move, didn't we? But I wonder if there was a bit of him that thought it as well. But he just had one of those moments where he thought, if I don't do it, I'll just be thinking like what if for a while, what if I'd have gone to Spurs and I'd have been playing like up top and got loads of goals and won things. You know what Spurs like that. Didn't happen, did it? And I think as Blues, we probably knew it wouldn't. But you wonder if he did that. You wonder if he... Can you tell I'm seriously peed off with my team? Yeah, Dilbert, we can, mate. We can. Of course, mate. Of course. As we all are. I think years and years, isn't it? Years and years of suffering. That's why I don't know if any of you seen. I put a post up on X or Twitter, whatever you call it, nowadays, just to let everybody know I'd be doing this video tonight, and actually said live EFC chat stroke therapy, because it is. I think that's what we all kind of need. You need to, I feel like it anyway, to like, as a Blue, you need to rely on each other to get each other through these like times, and just have chats like this and talk it out, because it's our work, like, it's our work. We're all annoyed with it. But staying on the transfer before we move on to the Spurs game, the weekend. Rumour mill, and these could be just pure rumours. But I'd also read. Let's see if I can bring up the link. I'd also read that we were linked with Ben Chilwell. These are all Chelsea players, and Chelsea have got a lot of players, haven't they? So it wouldn't surprise me if Chelsea did need to shift a few of them. I've heard Ben Chilwell, Dewsbury Hall, and Chukwuemeka. Because we want to send Brozier back, but I think Chelsea want some compensation for us to send Brozier back, believe it or not. Chelsea wants some compensation, and I think we're trying to do a deal where we're saying, well, we'll take some players, perhaps pay a fee or pay wages, whatever, and do a deal like that. I can't see the Ben Chilwell one coming off. I think that's a bit of a pipe dream. But what's everybody's thoughts on Dewsbury Hall, Chilwell and Chukwuemeka? Chukwuemeka was a new one that only just come up today, I think. Let's check what people are saying about that. Ben Chilwell, utter woke nonsense. Oh, I like that. Hello, Ashley says, hello, watching a bit late, as in the pub. Oh, that's alright for some, Ashley, isn't it? What pub are you in? You said you'll have to visit our local, you and the missus, in the Piggy. Wait, what's the Piggy? Where's the Piggy? That's round here, is it? I'm guessing. Pig and Whistle? Is it in Liverpool? Ashley? No, I think the Pig and Whistle's closed, isn't it? So Dilbert says, I haven't got a favourite player. Yeah, Ben Chilwell, utter woke nonsense. I think it's nonsense, Ben Chilwell one. To be honest with you, Wormy, I do. And I think you just get these things where links just come, transfer links come from nowhere, don't they? Chelsea rejects are probably better than what we've got, as long as they're not too old. All three of them, let's be honest. Chilwell, Dewsbury Hall, Chukwuemeka. I think we'd take all three, wouldn't we? Just want to see what Rob said up here. Nick, if DCL wasn't already ours, would you be happy if we signed him? Beto has got to start on Sunday. If DCL wasn't already ours, would I be happy if we went for him now to sign him? No, not at all, Rob. No. Not on those stats, mate. No. Would anybody? Would anybody in here want? It's a good question. If DCL wasn't ours now, would you sign him? No. The answer's got to be no by everyone, hasn't it? Yeah, I think Delbert said there, good question, and I think the answer's no. Aaron said Richarlison always injured, and that's why he's hardly played for Spurs. You need fit players and not more injury-prone ones. That as well. I mean, we obviously, our injuries up front are woeful, aren't they? Dominic Calvert-Lewin in out and out. Beto seems to be fit all the time, but still doesn't get the games. Brozier, obviously you see what happened to him. Chimiti, injured. Ben Chilwell, another sick note. Yeah, of course, yeah. Chelsea with their overpriced players. Carl says, and Dye just needs to be further up the pitch and he'll shine. Dilbert says, who is your favourite player, Nick? Who is my favourite player for Everton right now? It's actually hard, but do you know what? It's Jordan Pickford, to be honest with you. It'd be my favourite player. I think he's a superb keeper, as Emma said before. I think he's kept us in the league, to be honest with you. Not single-handedly, I wouldn't say go as far as Emma did, although I can see why she says it. But he's definitely been a massive part to play, hasn't he? Massive part to play in keeping us in the league, keeping us in games a lot. And I also love the fact he's a bit unhinged and mental. Just when you watch him when you're at Goodison, you do laugh at him sometimes, honestly. He's so animated with his like shouting and like and everything. He does it to the ref, linesman, cameraman, fans, ball boys, everything. He just gives everybody stick all the time. He's funny with away fans as well. He gives away fans a bit of stick. So, but yeah, Pickford right now. Pickford's my favourite player. Says a lot, that as well. It says a lot, I think, that your goalkeeper's your favourite player. It probably hasn't been like that since Neville Southall, has it? What's your thoughts on Charlie Adam as our possible set-piece coach? I've seen that. Yeah, Carl, I've seen that David Moyes was looking to bring Charlie Adam in. My thoughts are that if he could do the job, do it. If he can do it well. Obviously ex-Copite and that, isn't he? But have you seen, I didn't even know this till last week, that they've got his name, I had his name in my head. Who's Arne Slot's number 2? He used to play for us, didn't he? I had his name in my head then, and it's just literally gone out of my head. I didn't even know that till like last week. Martin Sharif will do better than DCL in my opinion. Would he, Carl? Yeah. DCL's well overrated. He is. Johnny Heitinger, that's him, Terry. Thanks, mate. Johnny Heitinger. Yeah, I didn't know that. And apparently, because I messaged like my lads group and said, I was like, hey lads, did you know Johnny Heitinger was Arne Slot's number 2? Because I didn't even know that. And one of my mates replied saying, yeah. And apparently he's been like a bit mouthy about Everton. Didn't know that. Don't know if anybody else knows that. Yeah, Terry said, and he posts all about Everton on his socials. Yeah, bad stuff, Terry, is it? Yeah, I'm going to have to have a look. Where did I put my water then? I'm going to have a look at that, because I didn't know that. So yeah, the transfers are looking pretty grim at the moment, aren't they? You've got to hope Moyes can pull something out of the bag, because Moyes' transfers for Everton were pretty good back in the day, weren't they? Some of the players he brought in, I think he had some bad ones as well, didn't he? Wasn't there a story that he signed? Who was it we signed? It was someone with a name like Lindstrom, or so. It wasn't obviously Lindstrom, but someone with a name like that area of Europe. And he signed him thinking he was someone else. One of you will come up with that, I'm sure. Cold Rob, yeah, Rob. I knew one of you would come up with it straight away. Who did he think he was? Yeah, Wormy, you're mentioning some names that he signed for West Ham, like, but I think Bowen already at West Ham, but I think Moyes just started playing him, did he, or did he actually sign him? I think Moyes just put him out on the, or put him in attack, didn't he? And turned him into a good player. But look at him for us. I mean, Seamus Coleman and Pino Arteta. There was some great signings Moyes made for us. Moyes signed Bowen, did he, mate? Yeah. So, we know Moyes can do a job. Tim Cahill, one of my favourite ever Everton players. That honestly, loved Tim Cahill. From Millwall, wasn't he? Bargain basement there. What a signing that was! Unbelievable. So, yeah. Tell you what, Carl. Yeah, you're bringing up some great some decent players there. Didn't he? I've seen as well. Didn't Moyes go over there for Souček to sign Souček? And he's seen the other one as well whilst he was there, or having a look at him. He's seen Sufel, or Kufel, whatever his name is, and brought him in as well. Just got two for the price of one kind of thing. Both turned out to be decent players. But yeah, other than that, our transfers right now, our rumours and that are looking pretty grim, aren't they? I'm going to finish this up in 8 minutes. I didn't want an hour long is more than enough. So let's look at the Spurs game. Look at the Spurs game Sunday, and let's hope our transfers pick up. Let's hope the links get better. We mentioned the other day Danny Ings, didn't we? Someone like Danny Ings who can hit the back of the net. I know he's not like been great or anything like this season, but you'd prefer someone like that than Tom Cannon. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, let's move away from transfers, because we can. Let's not look at the Spurs game, says Terry. We've got to, Terry. I'm hoping. I did say that I might not be able to make the Spurs game Sunday because my daughter has a gymnastics national finals. But that's actually we've had the times in, and she's first on in the morning. She should be finished by 11:30, and it's only in Warrington. So I'm hopeful I will be at the Spurs game. Okay, so should be there. What I will do, I will commit to, if I don't make it to the game, I'll at least be able to get here and do a watch along. But I'm hoping to be at Goodison Sunday. So if you're in and around Goodison, grab me for a chat. But let's talk about the Spurs game. Spurs have not won a game in. They've not won a Premier League. They've won one Premier League game in 9. Premier League, they've won 1 in 9. However, I think Everton have won 1 in more than that. Wolves we beat. Who did we beat before Wolves? Let's have a look. Who was the last one we beat before Wolves? God, somebody will give me the answer right now, won't we? Southampton beat us. They did. Wolves. Before that, Ipswich. Before Wolves, the last game we won was away at Ipswich, and we beat Palace at home. So the last game at home that we won before Wolves was Palace. That was ages ago. That was beginning of the season. So us and Spurs are not in good form. The problem we've got though, we haven't beat Spurs at home in the league since 2012 or something like that. So that doesn't look good, does it? But you got to hope, I think, that Moyes has had some time with the team now. He's looked at them against Villa the other night, and Moyes has got to be looking at how can we create. How am I gonna do something that creates more up the top? Because at the back we're actually not too bad. There was a mistake by Branthwaite. That's again what we need to cut down on, the mistakes. And I've said this week in, week out. I say this. Individual mistakes cost us a lot. Individual mistakes cost us 4 goals against Man U. Man U beat us 4-0. Other than that, I don't know if Man U would have beat us if it wasn't for those individual mistakes, honestly. But at the back we're not too bad. It's Moyes clearly knows that we have to create more up the top, and we have to have somebody that can finish whatever's created for them. So what does he do? What do we do? I mean, he's got to change. He's got to not play Harrison. Surely we've got to have Harrison. We've got to have Lindstrom starting. If anything, that's a change to be made for me, and something in midfield, because I just feel like we're too flat in midfield. That's why when we start going forward, if we get anything forward, we don't attack as a team. It's just small sections attack, and we end up with nothing to do up there. So I'd like to see, I've said this before, I said it before the Villa game, I'd like to see Harrison Armstrong get a start and just see if that brings anything more going forward, any creativity. Let's have a look what everybody else is thinking. Yeah, Terry, our last win before Wolves was Palace, thanks mate. Our last win before Wolves was in black and white. DCL needs to be kidnapped by the fans. So, yeah, Spurs is going to be a really tough one, isn't it? The thing is with Spurs, though, as we've seen with their recent form and results, is that Spurs have played 21 and they've only won 7, lost 11. So what's that? Drawn 3. Everton played 20. We've only won 3 games. We've only lost 9 though. So Spurs, 11 losses already this season. We've lost 9, but the thing is with Spurs, they've scored 43 goals in 21 games. We've scored 15, conceded 26. They've scored 43 and only conceded 32. But they've only kept 4 clean sheets in 21 games as well. So there's definitely a goal to be got against Spurs for most teams. Can we score against them? Though is the big thing, isn't it? And I think with Everton, we need to score first as well. We need to get on that score sheet first. So the biggest job for David Moyes, isn't it? Which would have been for any manager coming to Everton, anybody that did. It got to turn things round up the park. Got to. I know I'm stating the obvious, but that's what we're looking for, isn't it? What can be done up top to change things, to create it? Because we're not going to have any new players by Sunday. Definitely not. So he's got to work with what he's got. So what does he do? It's literally answers on a postcard kind of thing, isn't it? Look at Aaron Morris. Morgan Rogers, 6 goals, 4 assists in 20 games this season, and cost only 8 million, rising to 15 with add-ons. There's talent out there, but you've got to find it. Good luck. Spurs can score goals. Yeah, that's it. Ever, wasn't it? That's it. They can, as I've just said. What was the stat? 43 goals in 21 games. Conceded quite a few in 32, but still a plus goal difference, isn't it? But that's a lot of goals. In those games, but we can defend though as well. We can defend. So biggest job, keep them out. But you normally say the biggest job is keep them out, but actually for us it's not, is it? Our biggest job is get a goal. That's our biggest job. Even if Spurs don't win as much as they should, they can score. If they score 1, we are finished. And there lies the problem. There lies the point. Terry, isn't it? There lies the point. The other teams score 1. Villa, Bournemouth, Southampton this season. The other teams score 1. We're snookered because we can't score. And again, to repeat, that's Moyes' biggest job right now, is to get goals out of our team. I don't know where they are, by the way, right now either. Because I know we're saying, or a lot of us are saying, Beto should probably start before Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Beto's not great, is he? He looked great against Doncaster and Peterborough. You know, it's not great. I don't think it's the answer. The team are trying, Aaron. Moyes can find more Kales and Pinars of this world. Let's hope so, Toffee boy. Let's hope so. Don't play DCL has to be the starting point. Yeah. We need Moyes to get the strikers in a room and roll in a grenade. Oh, mate. Anfield Red says, I never understood why clubs like Brighton and Bournemouth, which are smaller clubs compared to Everton, can buy quality players and Everton can't. Would you replace Farwell? Yeah, I would, Toffee boy, absolutely. Don't ask me you would, but I just would. I'd get rid of director of football role altogether. It's never worked for us. Just let Moyes manage. That's if that was an option, I think, because we've shown there that Moyes can sign players. He can have a look. I wonder if that's something that Moyes might be saying to the powers that be. Look, he's not needed. It's just not needed. You wonder, don't you? You wonder. But let's sum it up, because we have gone past 6, so it's over an hour. Can we do it Sunday? I mean, you've got to say yeah, haven't you? You've got to say yes, we can. But only if there's... oh, it's horrible, isn't it, guys? Only if something like drastic happens, he makes changes. He's got to make drastic change. He's got to make a change that he's prepared to look at the team and go, I think we can do something different this way. Playing the same players again is you're not going to get a result by just doing the same thing. You're just not. So something has to change, and I hope he's had the time to a few days, especially that Villa game where he looked deflated, didn't he? Moyes looked gutted. He looked deflated. A few hours in the Everton job. But I think we can. I think we can do it. I'll always be positive and try and be positive about the next game coming up. When I think about the next game, I always think, yeah, we can do it. I'm always like that, and I think you've got to be, really, haven't you? You've got to be positive going into that next game, and think, of course we can have a go at Spurs. Of course we can get something. We've beat them before. Not at Goodness Park since 2012, but anyway, that's a lie. We did. We beat them in a cup game, 5-4 after extra time. Charlison got a few in that game as well. I'm sure he did. So we have beat them at Goodson Park. Just not in the league for a while. But Spurs they're in 14th, I think. Only a few places above us. And you can score goals against them. They can leak. They're missing players as well, aren't they? Their injuries are unreal, especially at the back. So you've got to hope we can expose that a bit on Sunday and get at them and get something out of the game. I'm going to go for a 1-0 Everton. Just get one and hold on to it. Don't know, that's probably a bit too optimistic, because as we said, Spurs can score goals. So if I'm going to go for a prediction, I should probably go for something like a 3-2 or something. But what would everybody else think? Let's go over your most recent messages here before I finish up. Brighton and Bournemouth have their networks and official feeder clubs in place. Conveyor belt, they've been well run. Why? What's that in response to? I'll have to go back up. It was Anfield Red. So yeah, I did read that, didn't I? I've never understood why clubs like Brighton and Bournemouth, just smaller clubs compared to Everton, can buy quality players and Everton can't. And that was the response was, Evo said, Brighton and Bournemouth have their networks, unofficial feeder clubs in place. It's conveyor belts. Wonder if that's what we're getting now though with the likes of Roma. But will Roma be a feeder to us though, or will it look at being the other way around? That's the the only thing, isn't it? When a centre-back from another club is your second highest goal scorer, you have a problem. Dawson, yeah. Yeah, Spoons. It's bad, that, isn't it? It's bad. Moyes looked and dressed like he was at a wake. The 11 who started, he was a bit though, wasn't he? Was a little bit. The 11 who starts against Villa won't beat Spurs. DM has to take a risk. Yeah, you're right. Evo, I'll agree with you on that. If he starts that 11, yeah, I don't think we will win. Yeah. If Harrison starts, nothing's being created down that side. It's like your son play, we have a problem. When you Blues, he's got grey hair and we don't care. Davy Moyes, yeah, I love that. Is Van der Ven back? I don't think so. Spoons, I don't think so. Oh, I'm not 100% though, because the other day when I done my pre-match review, I'm gonna I have to not really mention team sheets and that, because the other night when I done one for Villa, and I only done it the night before, it had, like, the injuries and that was changed. I also didn't think John Duran was able to play because I thought he was still suspended, but he wasn't. But that's kind of my bad. That's bad research. So I apologise. Hopefully we wrap the title and gift you the 3 points to stay up, and everyone to lose the derby. Hopefully start Armstrong, Lindstrom and Patterson. I read that. I read Anfield Red's comments out. Just like automatically, loads of people won't want to hear about Hughes winning the league and here Anfield. Stay and enjoy the chat though, of course. Anyway, I've had my rants. Thanks for the live, Nick. Yeah, no problem. Your team needs your backing now more than ever. Toffee fans are full voice versus Spurs. Whatever you're seeing on the pitch, come on Everton, you can do it. Yeah, got to agree with that. I really got to agree with that. It's massive that we do make some noise. We need to start. Well, not start. We need to get behind the team. Look, Evertonians always do. I think, and I'm obviously an Evertonian, so I'm going to say this. I do think we've got possibly the best fans in the country, and I know other fans watching this will be like, no chance. I honestly think we have. From what we've been through, you see other teams like, let me pick one, Sunderland spent loads of time in the Premier League. Watch them on TV. I think they might be on are they on tonight? Are they playing tonight? Let's have a look. Sorry. I know there is a game tonight. Yes, they're away though. Burnley might be another one though. Spent time in the top flight. Sunderland are picked on there. And you watch them on, if they're at home, they're on TV. It's nowhere near a full stadium. Nowhere near it. Everton will always have that. The troubles we've gone through and that, we're always there. So, not saying the fans are good enough, nothing like that, but I think we try and make a bit more noise, get behind the team. I've got to agree with Aaron. The team's got to give us something to cheer about, of course. It's reciprocated, isn't it? But I think, yeah, loads of noise against Spurs if we can. Get well up for the game, and I think we can do it. I'm going to sign off there, guys. Yeah, point is, I think we'll smash Spurs on Sunday. No bother. We need Patrick Dorgu, but we can't afford him. 2-1 to Everton. Yeah. Anyway, guys, listen, I'm going to sign off. Been going on for more than an hour. As I always start these live videos, thinking half hour will do it. But chatting to you guys, as I said, a little bit of Everton therapy, going back and forth. And yeah, what I might do, I'm having a little look at whether I can get a little live phoning going. But I want to do it. If I'm going to do a live phone, I want to do it so people watching can hear the conversation. And that's the tricky part, to get that going, because I can't just obviously have a phone here, because it'll give feedback through the mic. I think it would anyway, and I think it would sound awful. But I think you can do it where it plays through the MacBook. So I'm going to try doing that soon. So stay tuned, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Love it if you keep watching these. The more you watch, the more I'll do them. Spurs game Sunday, I'll be there. A couple of drone videos coming out this weekend and Monday night, and then we'll be back for a post-match talk about the Spurs game, which will hopefully hopefully be a positive one after we've picked up 3 points. Come on, you Blues. Thank you very much again, everybody. I appreciate you all. Take care and have a good weekend as well. Ta-ra now. I'll figure out how to turn it off, sorry. Here we go. See you later, everyone.